Welcome back to What the Flag. I know you can't believe it because I can't believe it. The three of us are in the same country, same time zone, all together. It's so great to be back with both of you. Now, I'm going to go to Kenny first because, Ken, you the other weekend had a camp with Team Mexico in España. How was that?
I have to stay. Politically, I was going to say something really bad just then.
Say
but
it.
No, no, no,
Say
no,
it.
no.
We'll cut out.
No.
It's really bad.
First 20 seconds of it baiting me. No. Yes, it was a kind of joint training camp weekend type deal. I think like a lot of the countries are doing traveling around, and so Mexico, they brought a huge contingent, men's and women's team, but plus like extra players, kind of not second. I think they have like a one big squad currently, and they're whittling them down. So came to Spain, and we had a joint practice on the Saturday morning, which was interesting.
How come?
Why was it interesting? It was interesting because I think it's a weird thing to, not weird. I think teams, you get comfortable doing what you do. You get into your own routines, but also from a competition standpoint in practice, your receivers are used to going against the same defenders, so you know tendencies, but to have practice in what kind of borders into that game type competition, because that defender's not trying to look silly for their team, and their coaches like absolutely ball them out or whatever. So it was good. It was our kind of first time doing it, and it was a really good experience. Then we had a joint practice Saturday morning, individual practices Saturday evening, and then we played a match, a friendly scrimmage type deal on the Sunday. Final score of that was Mexico women's 35, Spanish women 25, which was good fun. I don't place, not a cop out. I don't place too much stock in the final results because they were rotating players, we were rotating players, so it's kind of hard to judge. But it was good to see them live, as in competing against, from our standpoint, against our team, to see the comparisons. And I think it answered a few questions that I had. It posed a few more, which was nice.
Can you share any of the questions?
No, absolutely not. There's a world championship coming up. No. It's honestly, the biggest thing for me is you watch film or you watch games, you watch on TV. Players look rapid. Players look tall. Some players look smaller than they are. Some players look slower than they are. So the range of the ball is the range of the ball, but when you combine the timing of it in real life, like it looks different, or it feels different when you're actually there in it. So as a in myself, even when I was playing, if I ever watched film of another team or whatever, like everyone looks like a giant. Everyone looks super rapid. I'm like, how am I meant to run around these guys? And then you need that kind of first play or those first few plays to be like, oh, actually, okay, like I can run with these. And I think there was a bit of that as a realization for us. The men's team did not fare so well, unfortunately, but they're in a bit of a
Transition.
rebuild. Yes, as we go through, it's a change of coaching staff, means some changes in personnel. Some players were away on playing tackle for different teams. But all in all, a great weekend. A big thank you from us publicly to the Mexican Federation for coming out and making that possible, because it was good to face, from a women's standpoint anyway, the number one ranked team in the world. And you could see why. Like they operated in a really professional way. Some super athletic players as well. Like it was good to see.
Well, I'm glad that you brought it up, the professional side of things, because you talked a little bit off air about like what a practice for them looks like compared to a practice for Team Spain. I mean, how do you kind of compare that?
No, to be clear, it's not saying that their practices were more professional than ours, or it wasn't like that. It's more you get used to doing things a certain way, because I know that Coach Daka, Daniel Castaño, like he's the defensive coordinator, so we coach from opposite sides of the field. I kind of have an idea of kind of his. You get used to who you go against often, right? So it was interesting to then go against coaches who, as I said, I'd only seen them coach on film. I'd not played games against them. So, something as simple as, would they call the same play twice in a row? Would they, what are their tendencies when it's third and short? Most people look to take a shot or a big gainer because fourth down is an easy completion if you miss third. Question mark, question mark, question mark. And it was, as I said, it's good learning because you're always looking for hints and tips and tricks and traits, tendencies.
Did anything they do surprise you?
And subconscious. Did anything they do surprise me? Honestly, no. But I was expecting a good professional outfit. And that's what we got. So I wasn't particularly surprised by anything.
Okay. And it was interesting because on the Sunday, the YouTube link was out to watch the game. Then 40 minutes after the game, it came down. Then it was back up again. So, lots of...
Is it back up again?
I have not checked in the past 24 hours, to be honest with you.
We'll check and let you know.
We'll let you know.
We'll check and let you know.
Let us know.
Maybe we'll put the link.
Right now.
Yeah. But
the link needs to not be up. But I'm going to take a line out.
Yeah.
If I say anything,
secrets on it, guys.
If I say anything, I get in trouble. So yeah, and that's part of it. It's hard because I was surprised when I found out that the game was to be streamed, because ideally it's an opportunity to maybe try some things or whatever. So it was good to publicize it, and a good competition, a fun.
Did fans travel to come? You had Spanish fans there, right? Watching?
Yes, but it wasn't like that. It was more like friends and family of players or people that were local that know, so we played in the same stadium that the Black Demons play out of, which is a big team in Spain. So they have a big following and understanding of American football. So and also understanding the heritage of both nations, both countries. It's an easy. People want to know, like Mexico, Spain. I'm not going to call it a rivalry, but there's a mini. You just want to know, don't you?
Rivalry. Absolutely rivalry.
I didn't call it that.
It's rivalry. I guess it can be difficult because it's at what point do you sort of stop the barrier of publicity and make it privacy? There's that trying to find that balance, I think, in flag, because obviously in this case, I guess all publicity is good publicity, people being able to log on, watch something, but equally from a coach's standpoint, there must be things where you think, I don't want to try that because I don't really want other coaches that are probably tuning into this to be able to see, what I've got in the pipeline, right?
And also the fact that there's a high potential that you could end up playing Mexico at the World Championships, which makes this
now they know
very unique. So, yeah.
So, and the questions, I will ask it the way I asked it so that it's not so much reflecting back on us. But the question was, why would Mexico show? So if as things stand, let's just say the standings and the way we know that the qualifiers will be played, the quarterfinals, semifinals, how all that works out. If nothing changes in the groups, which are built based on ranking, if nothing changes and the groups finish the way they are, with USA first in our group, Spain second, we would face Mexico, who would be first in their group, and then Germany would face USA, who are second and first in conversely. So the question I have to ask is, how much of what we saw from Mexico would they do again?
Yeah.
How much is what they do naturally, and how much is, and then it becomes a game within a game, and
well, that's what makes it so fascinating, right? Because you think a lot of, for example, and it's a nice segue because we're going to Copenhagen this weekend. A lot of different teams. GB are bringing 2 different teams. Are you going to show anything special? Do you know, for any national program that's competing at these tournaments, what are you really putting on film? Because there is going to be live streams. people are going to be watching to see, hey, what is this team coming out with? Same with Mexico, Spain. They're trying to see both ways, who's coming out with what. But actually,
people are going to be filming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we were at King Bowl, and they had the VOs out, and you know, people are prepared, and they're, you know, it's great. Like, we've got all this footage, but you know, people will use this. We don't have the footage. Like, everyone else has the footage.
I'm throwing shade. I'm in Yayan Tucker, who, as GB staff, came and stood on the Team Spain sideline to film one of our games at the Euros last year.
I mean, I'd give
cough.
points for bravery.
Points for bravery.
Points for bravery, yeah. Like, if you want to do it, just be brazen.
Who were you playing? Who were you playing?
We were supposed to.
Who were you playing?
We were supposed to play.
But who were you playing when he filmed?
It was the game that. So I don't know, maybe France or someone.
That's
because
probably,
we
played France, so.
You played France because France beat us in that game.
France.
But
also,
if you hadn't,
happy birthday, Pierre Trochet.
We were supposed to. I definitely thought that was going in a different direction. 100%. But yes, no, people will be filming, and it's because you're not gonna, or are you, invent a whole new playbook for the competition?
Meats and cheeses.
I should have a small amount of money every time I mention basketball. In basketball, a pick and roll is a pick and roll. Like, you can't. So there are some things you will do. Every team at some point in a game will run all hitches. Every team will run a smash concept, flood concept. So it's not really that you can
reinvent the wheel. Jinx.
It's not every time that you can reinvent the wheel.
You can't. No. You gotta
that's
how it works. You owe a jinx, and then you owe someone a soda as well. We'll teach you the rules.
Anyway, so it's not. I don't. I think people will keep some things in their back pockets. But even like quote unquote trick plays, we played some of the players from the Austrian national team played together in the Spanish Continental, and Austria have the famous bat play that they do, and they so it's a throw where they throw it and they like bat it behind them to someone in the back, which sometimes work and sometimes doesn't.
Pretty though.
Yeah. It's fun. When it works, it's fun.
Yeah.
They did it in the World Championships in Finland, and it worked against Japan. They tried it. I believe it's what they tried in their final play against GB at the European Championships to win a gold medal, and it just didn't. Maybe that more. But they tried it earlier in the game. No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was last play. That would be a bit two.
Play,
they went for two on the last play in overtime.
Yeah, but she threw it to the back instead of aiming for the front. Yeah, so it will be fun because people are watching, and that's the thing. So everyone's keeping an eye out for the teams that have combinations of players from the national programs who are more than likely. But I mean, one of the things that was again that we talked about offline was the fact that teams haven't announced their teams. Nations haven't announced their teams yet. So will there be any surprises? Will there be, and again, I don't, as a real thing, I may be treading on toes. I do apologize. But Germany just went out to Panama, okay? And it's very interesting to me that two of what I would have thought were the stalwart players from the German women's national program, Mona and Pia, haven't been on those trips and don't seem to be in those teams. I don't know what's going on, and you can speculate and stuff, but are teams keeping players back in surprises? Teams are getting new players in all the time. So are we going to see players that we've not seen previously from their programs and so on and so forth? It's going to be interesting.
And I think we will see new players in all the teams, right? Because people are now thinking 2 years until Olympics. You've got to make sure that those youth are getting that game experience. Mona and Pia should be on Team Germany. That's it. Let's go. Yes, you had your first Disney trip. And you've also literally flown straight from playing a game. You went DC to Florida, did some laps around Atlanta, straight to the UK, back home in London.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely buzzing right now.
I'm just trying to be like Phoebe. Yeah, jet lag is real, guys. It's real. Sorry if you received any of my texts in the last 48 hours. I wasn't happy. Okay, I wasn't happy. Yeah, it's just been a real crazy
I didn't get a
sort of
text.
like.
I don't know. Did you get a text?
What the flag did.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fair.
Yeah.
We got.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm normally pretty
Fair.
nice to you guys
No,
as
no,
well.
no.
Like, I don't know. My husband wouldn't say the same though. He was like, "You're moody." I was like, "I'm not moody."
He gets the real version.
He does. It's been a crazy 3 weeks. I went to Disneyland on, I don't even know what the day was, 2 days before my game. Obviously, it was super top secret. Didn't go to Disneyland for a game. But it just had to be done. It was the most amazing thing ever. The magic is so real. I basically spent the whole day skipping, running around, and buying and trying on Disney ears. It was great. Didn't realise how tall I was until I met Stitch. So Stitch, the actor who plays Stitch, obviously if there's kids watching, it's not an actor, it's real, but is about 4 foot something. So Jackie, I was with Jackie Duncan, she was like, "Oh look, it's Stitch," and I was like, "Where?" Not realising that obviously because I'm 6 foot, like I literally couldn't see Stitch because Stitch was underneath my ivy. I was like, where? I want to see Stitch. So I didn't get a picture of Stitch, but it was great. It was so good. And then played a game on Saturday. Florida is the hottest place I've ever been to in the world.
Humid.
It is so bad, and there are these bugs that like are attached by the bum, and they have and they fly around in twos like this, and they bite you, and they're awful. But that's my feedback on Florida.
I have so many questions.
I don't know if we have enough time for those questions.
I need to ask two. I need to ask 2 questions. First of all, who's
Yes.
who? Lilo and Stitch. Lilo.
Lilo.
I didn't see
Lilo.
Lilo. I just saw Stitch.
Who's
Stitch,
who? Though?
the little blue one.
Stitch is the
So when you
blue
say
one.
the actor that plays it, do you just mean the person who's in the mascot?
In the suit, yes.
In the suit.
But if you're a child, obviously Stitch is real.
So was Stitch in the suit and you couldn't see Stitch in the suit?
Yeah, because the person who plays Stitch is obviously
Is
really
very small.
was quite short.
So it wasn't that you just saw a human being that was short.
Oh, no.
It was that you missed.
I missed,
the
I was
big
looking
blue,
at Stitch.
Big blue.
Not as big as I
Not
would
as
have
big-
thought though.
okay.
Like even like
the
size
very-
wise, actually quite like
I
pequeño.
understand. And then secondly, when 2 bugs are like that, is that because they're mating?
I have
Did
no
you get
idea. I don't know
bitten
what bugs
by
they. I don't know
2
what bugs
mating
they were,
bugs?
but they were on the window and then they landed on me and then bite
The
marks.
same 2, or did you see lots and lots of
Lots
2s?
and lots and lots of twos.
I need more information. If you know about the attached bugs in Florida that bite you, please let us know.
Attached bugs in front of them.
That's what we have. Weird things happen in Florida.
Oh, and I played
They
football
do.
there as well. That was great. I forgot a bit.
Some football happened.
There was a game.
Yeah. Which you won?
Yeah, we won. 2026 shouldn't have been that close. Controversial.
We're throwing shade today. We are
Shade
throwing
every day.
shade
Shouldn't have been
today.
that close. You know who you are. Sort yourself out. No games are that close again. You know who you are.
Well, anyways,
I need to caveat. Phoebe's coming off a flight. Yaz is coming off a flight. We went from daggers to Disney to mating bugs,
Look,
back to daggers. But we continue. This is
Okay.
good.
it's all right. Look.
I'll carry us back around to where we need to be because we now have 23 total states sanctioned for girls varsity high school flag football. So we've had 6 in the past 2 weeks, which is epic. Your Kansas, North Carolina, DC, Jersey, Kentucky, Maryland. I don't know if I said New Jersey, but it's fine. So we've got tons. North Carolina, I've said too many. So then we've got those. And then now NCAA have finally officially announced that they are going to have flag football for women as a proper emerging sport, which means they've already planned the championships for 2028. Like this is massive.
Amazing.
It just means more scholarships, more opportunities. Like the floodgates are about to open. You know, we had the Fiesta Bowl not that long ago where we had 8 of the teams competing, but like your like traditional football schools, your USCs, your Georgia Bulldogs, your Gators, like all of them. It's so cool. Now you're going to be talking about those people playing flag football. So that's pretty fascinating.
Do we know what's going to happen in? So you said that they've announced it for 2028.
Interesting
The
that
championship.
the 2028 is quite a significant year for flag football, and the
Everywhere.
championship
It makes a lot of
is
sense. It makes a lot of sense.
everywhere.
But do we know what's happening in 2027?
That's when the sport is
kind of the
starting.
lead up
So
to
it's going
it.
to give them
Okay.
like a year basically under their belts to make
Okay.
sure that everybody gets up to speed, gets the teams, because you got to think head coaches. You've got to bring in like all the staff, the DFOs. You have to organize all of that. You have to recruit people. So people are starting to hire now.
Really interesting to see if that process affects at all what 2028 looks like for your auto qualifying nation.
Yeah.
It will be interesting because I think for an international crowd, what does that mean for a potentially international workforce from a coaching and playing standpoint? Because if you have, I think one of the conversations that came up kind of in movements, even this past year, or especially as things have started to blossom in the flag collegiate piece, is what happens when, it was a mouthful, I'm sorry, I couldn't get it.
Right, yeah.
What happens where there are, if players are traveling, so it's fine. If you're USA and you're in college in the States and Team USA call a camp or whatever, it's fine to go, right? But what happens if, as an international player, your nation has practice camps or training camps or training competitions, tournaments or whatever, and you're in college? And it's the same for coaches, because now we have to assume that all those coaches aren't necessarily just going to be American coaches.
Yeah.
There may be space where actually the knowledge of flag, when we look at nations like Mexico, there'll be people from Europe who are qualified, who have the knowledge, the experience of flag. I have a question, a burning question, and I think I don't like the answer to it. Who may be able to go to the to the States to coach it and to play.
For sure.
Is this your application, Kenny?
No.
Okay.
Because, is it 5s or 7s? Do we know?
College of 7s. But you've known that.
I would like to withdraw
Watch the
my
Fiesta Bowl.
application.
Should be
Watch the Fiesta Bowl.
partial contact 9s.
We did the
Partial
coverage.
contact.
Totally fine. ESPN Uni.
Best thing I've
we did
ever
it.
seen.
7s. We talked
Would
about
they
it.
add 5s?
No.
They should add
No.
5s.
The teams are too big. The teams are too big.
The teams?
Like, you've got too many players that want to play.
Yeah, so would they add 5s as in the same way you could have like basketball 3-on-3 teams and 5
High school
programs?
is also 7s. College is 7s.
It's just the consistency as well, like through the.
But then but then it stops. Unless there are pro leagues or unless there are elevations.
The pro leagues that
pro
are
leagues.
coming.
Are they 5s or are they 7s?
They should be 7s.
They
I feel
shouldn't
like,
be
for
7s. They should be
consistency.
5s.
Or they should be partial contact 9s.
As we move along swiftly, because we have had the largest introduction section, I think,
Ever.
to this day. And
We
still
haven't even gone over
finished.
what Phoebe's actually
Well,
done.
let's-
Don't even worry about
spoken.
that. I've done nothing. But we have started our Bears Girls League, which we're so excited about because we've got Manchester, London, Midlands. We've had multiple events now. And honestly, like, we say it every year, the talent is just getting better and better. But to, like, see these young girls, we got to work with a team in Northampton the other day. And they were at the tournament, had never played flag before, but they were all like netball players.
Oh, nice.
And to see how they picked it up and like the leadership, the quarterback was like, oh, okay, you know, Kenny's teaching them plays and they're having fun remembering these plays and creating names. And like they scored multiple touchdowns on their own. Like to see how coachable. No, I mean, they scored touchdowns when I was on the field with them. Like, so please. Coach of the day.
You can claim it. That's fine.
I will
That's
take
fine.
that. I will take
No,
that. It was it was
It was
great.
really good. It was, and to your point, there was so Blessing, our absolute OG of OGs, was there.
You should stick your head on the camera.
Just
It's
be like,
like,
keep
hello.
Take one of those little like faces and just put
And
it
just
on.
just
there.
plug it in.
Just a little
plug it in.
flash, like.
Yeah. Do-rag and all.
We were talking. we were having a conversation, and you just see this ball go up in the air, traveled easy, 35, 40 yards, perfect spiral, and then we both did it because you pan back to try and work out like who threw that ball, and it was one of the girls. I think she's been playing a while, but to the point of the talent improving, the levels increasing year on year, and it's really weird because I remember last year when we were talking to the girls, and it's like, hey, like there's a real pathway here being laid out, being built. Well, I won't say anything about BAFA personally, but like the work is going and ongoing and so on and so forth, and it's really good because two of the guys that came to help, I don't want to say kids, I feel like I'm not just, but they're young.
Under
They're kids.
17s.
Under 17s, thank you. Two of the under 17s that came to help out were GB athletes. One had been playing for the young, I want to say his name's Toby. I want to say his name was, yes, go on, Ken. And the girl's name was, you could just say it and help me out.
Lydia.
Lydia, thank you. So Toby and Lydia came to help out. Toby had been playing for like 2 years, Lydia 4. Both of them are now part of the GB youth program going through. And it's really cool to have been able to see that, them, come through and grow. And no one knows where they're going to end up. But it's showing the new girls or the ones that are just playing, it's like, if you're dedicated to it, if you put the work in, things are possible. And I think that's such a key part of everything that we do, especially coming from the Bears, because Chicago are, and again, shout out to Gus as well, super focused on, it's not just about drops, and then we leave it. It's about how do we make a real impact, something that's sustainable and that lasts beyond the kind of interactions with us. So super proud. Super happy with that.
And we're going to have clinics this summer as well, so we'll be getting dates out for that. So make sure everyone hangs out and stays tuned. I guess for now, we will be right back for more What the Flag action. Our rant of the week is really more of a sad moment.
It's not a rant.
Everyone.
It's not even a rant. It's a first world problem. It's not a rant.
The world is getting warm for summertime. You leave stuff in the car. The heat.
Like eggs.
Yeah. That happens. Like, the chapsticks
Eggs?
are melting.
Yeah, like on TikTok, people are silly. They fry eggs on their windshield to show you. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what we're talking about.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about chapstick melting. There is nothing worse, whether it's in your kit bag, whether it's in your car, when it is melting and you go to put it on and it just sticks to your lip like just a chunk. Or the Vaseline.
That was annoying. I brought a little bit of Vaseline because, like, gum shield in and out. It makes your lips a bit gross, right? Brought it, didn't realise it tipped over in my bag, opened it, now all the Vaseline is at the top. So it's like bulging out at the top.
Yeah.
So it keeps sticking to the lid and it won't go back down because obviously I'm going to need to get to that level of melty again before it melts back down. And when am I going to have time to get my Vaseline to that level of melty?
Exactly.
I have time to Vaseline watch.
You're going to have to keep it in the car intentionally, which means you're going to have to melt it, which means you can't put it on and then you got to bring it in the house and then
there you go.
Put it in the laundry machine.
And you
It's all
can't use
happened.
Vaseline when it's like oily.
No.
It doesn't work. It has to be that kind of like thick oil, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we just wanted to share those sad moments.
Kenny, look.
A little moment of
I know it
silence for
upsets
the
you when your
Vaseline
cocoa butter
and the
Vaseline
chapstick.
be melted. It's fine.
Cocoa butter doesn't melt.
It does melt.
The
It
cocoa
does
butter
melt. Shea
doesn't
butter,
melt.
cocoa butter, all of it.
melt.
The cocoa butter in the tub does not melt.
That's
They're
because you've
clearly
not
not
been in a
hot
hot
enough,
country.
It's because I've not been in a hot country. What? What?
Nobody knows.
Countries you go
Nobody
to are
knows.
not hot enough.
Cocoa
Kenny.
butter lotion doesn't melt. Cocoa
Butter lotion.
I'm
No,
not even involved
lotion
in
is
this
different.
conversation.
That's cream.
Proper,
Yeah,
proper
we're talking
first.
Lotion
about
is cream.
Oil,
We're talking
Proper,
about
proper first
oil,
world
Vaseline,
Vaseline,
la la la.
chapstick.
Yeah.
Do you know, funny enough, I found
oh.
that the little, what do you call the little bit in the middle of the
Console?
console?
The center
console,
console?
yeah, center console.
The center console, yes, that one. My one has a cooling button.
Yeah, so do like Range Rovers and stuff. You have a little fridge in there,
Kenny's,
don't they?
I don't have a
subtle
Range
flex
Rover,
there.
but
My
yeah.
little console
He's
has
like-
I found
cooling.
a cooling, so
This is yours.
so my shea butter doesn't melt.
Well, so
Well.
when you're out of the car, you just leave your cooling on. That's bad for the environment.
I absolutely
Boom. Kenny's not an environmentalist,
can't leave the
guys.
cooling on at all. Man. It doesn't
That's
melt.
Kenny.
Stays cool. It stays cool. Cancel Kenny, she said.
That's a good hashtag, you know.
My shea butter doesn't.
Hashtag cancel Kenny.
Don't do that. Don't do it, guys.
No, don't.
We like him.
Leave
We'll
me
keep
in
him
peace.
around
He's
for a
alright.
little
He's
bit.
alright.
Yeah.
Cancel me, Bobby. Social media holds no sway on my life.
Well, remember he said that, folks. Remember he said that.
Exactly.
Your follow count just went down to zero,
Kenny,
bro.
At Kenny.
At Kenny.
Take them down.
Coach Kenny Bello.
I only post for me anyway.
That is it. That is it for our rant of the week, because we're now going to go into conversations around the evolution of flag football and where we are at. I'm going to be so selfish though first and just talk about two things really quickly because I'm so excited. First off,
Shout out Dave.
shout out David. We love you, David.
Who is
David.
David? Who
Yeah.
is David?
David.
David is like
You know that
our
reference.
he's like our analytics S&C guru for our GB women.
Oh.
And he's just the dude. He's kind of like our central hub that talks to like our S&C, our nutrition, our physio. He kind of does all of that stuff. But like he's so invested and he's really given me tips and tricks to help me with traveling. We're ignoring Yaz. Yaz is laughing, so we're ignoring.
Because Kenny's
not
slow
slept.
blinking. Kenny's like,
Yeah, look, Kenny doesn't care.
I was paying
It's fine,
attention.
y'all.
I was paying attention.
It's fine.
I was being good. I
I'm
listen.
today because of David.
I gave full attention. I wasn't being bad. I didn't say anything.
Do you see how we survived? This
I
is
didn't-
it. I'm also going to do the Necco Health thing this week, which I'm even more excited about, which is that like full body kind of check over, like AI style. They do all these different tests and then you go see a doctor afterwards. So I'm hoping that I'm a healthy little person afterwards. So I was really excited about that.
Oh.
I'll give you more updates next week.
Yeah, please do. That sounds great.
I'm officially anti-AI. So.
Oh, whatever.
AI.
It's not
So I
true.
love
So
AI.
then talk to us about breakaway data where AI is used to a max.
Is it AI? I'm out. Guys, listen,
all AI,
I thought
man.
you guys were legit. No. How
It's
they
not
do
a
it?
person.
No, Breakaway Data is a great organization. We love you. Who utilize, no, but you have, in order to do predictive elements, there's an element of like
AI.
math.
So
and
let me
AI
start with a
and-
caveat. Let me start with a caveat. I don't clearly fully understand what they do. All I know is that with Copenhagen Bowl this weekend, they've partnered with them and they're doing quite a big push in terms of collecting stats and data for players and live stats for
Are they doing it for you
games
guys?
and if we can get registered, but our jerseys don't have numbers on them right now, so we're working on it. Processes. You know, we're listen, processes. But so hopefully yes. Point being, it's going to be very interesting to see like where they go. Yaz is losing it. She's absolutely like she's go.
Zero sleep.
It's gonna be. It's what happens. It's what happens. It's the giggles, and then it's like I'm waiting for the rage. The rage kind of came out already.
Yeah,
You didn't say who it was.
Rage is
Who
gone.
was it at though? Tell him. Don't tell him.
Don't let him.
Don't tell him.
Don't do it.
Don't
Yes.
tell him.
Don't
Don't
do
tell
yes.
him.
Breakaway
They
Data.
know who they are.
Breakaway Data.
And if they don't, they'll know on the sideline. Next.
Point being, where do you guys see? So breakaway data being one example of like the modernization of flag as technology evolves and it grows and so on and so forth. Where do you see flag going to? And I say that, have you guys seen the film Tron?
No.
I went on
Old
that
school
ride at
movie,
Disney. It's so sick.
right? Lasers, it kind of
haven't seen
like
the
from the 80s, but futuristic. But everything they thought
Never seen it.
Wasn't born
futuristic
that
would be.
early.
But have you seen the? Wow.
I've literally only ridden the ride at Disney because it looked cool. I've never seen Tron
so you've
ever.
not even seen the film?
No, never seen it.
Blessing would like to let people know that he has.
Sir,
Come, Blessing.
that's
This
why
is
we
your second
respect you.
opportunity. Blessing.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
just put your,
not-
put your
3, 2,
face
1.
up there.
Yeah.
Just think
We get it. AI, robots.
type deal, lasers, but it's not.
Lasers.
It's
Tell
like
me more about
lasers
the lasers.
and
More
lights
of this
and
AI that
whatever.
Kenny doesn't
beams
like.
on
Remember,
their
guys.
head.
Point being, I didn't say AI. I didn't say AI at all. I said lasers. I said AI. I didn't say AI. I said lasers, robots. I meant to say not AI. Point being, that could you see flag in a situation where, for example, like when like they have in the NFL now, I'm making this up on the spot, but like they have in the NFL where the line to gain is kind of done
Yes.
automatically now, not being measured.
Yes.
Could you see there was AFFL way back when, I think they've shut down now, where they had, because they had a 4-second passing timer, clock, whatever, they had these like first down sticks that would like flash and light up every time once the 4 seconds was hit. So it's just kind of, I'm kind of asking where do we see flag growing to, but not in terms of participation, in terms of like the technology, in terms of how the game evolves and what it looks like and how it's presented, to the public.
Well, I think it's kind of limitless. I think in some ways flag is going to get to a point that we can't even like fathom ultimately, because I think we haven't even started to touch on the technology that you can use, the GPS, the tracking data. Like how do you utilize the flags and the pulling of flags to be able to like be more precise on where ball location is? Is there like a connection device between the two? Because for most leagues, it's where the ball is when the flag is pulled. Some it's where the flag is and not the ball is. Like, I think there's so many different aspects of how you can make it fun and engaging and ultimately make it a viewer-friendly sport. Because right now it's so much fun as an athlete. And I think when you watch it as a viewer, like you get into it, but I think you can get even more. Like this sport was built on how do we grow the population of people that are playing. It wasn't necessarily how do we grow like spectators.
Yeah.
But I think now we'll start kind of seeing that. That's what you have the pro leagues that are coming out. Like I think you're looking to be able to create a product, and you look at what ESPN do. You look at the coverage that these different organizations are giving. A Fiesta Bowl, like all of that. You're trying to make it fun and engaging and inclusive and educational. And so I think along with that comes like a bigger technology piece.
Agreed. I think as well, it'd be really cool to see sort of elements from other sports where, you know, like when you serve a ball in tennis and they're like, oh, top speed of your serve was X. It'd be really cool if we knew things like how quickly a ball was being thrown, or what a receiver's top speed was when they caught a ball and things like that. And it'd be really cool to see, you know, those real like really American, like all-star kind of eyes when you get like the picture of the player come up and then it's like, top speed is this, like most receptions this, and just like to build those sort of like profiles to really make it a sort of all-round like entertaining like facet, is that right? Facet?
We like it.
It'd be cool. I really, I'd not thought about that as a real live kind of, that ball was traveling at, you know, but for every time a ball is thrown or whatever, because they have it. I remember, this is going back about 9-10 years now, where Wilson came out with a football that had a chip inside it that would tell you the speed the ball was thrown, the velocity, the rotation, spiral speed, whatever, you know. That was all kind of meant to help teach and coach and develop quarterbacks in how they throw the ball. I'm sure some people still use that somewhere, but I don't know how much it's being used anymore. But it's things like the lines, instant replays. Are we getting to where it's going to be like, because for those you need like multiple cameras, multiple angles, so probably you're looking at a stadium. Is it an indoor piece? Because so we look at this, I saw it this morning, this soccer,
Arsenal winning? What?
No one.
He thought he'd make it the whole time that Arsenal.
No one cares about that. No one cares about that. Congratulations, well done, winning Prem, yay.
Don't be betting anything.
Thing. I'm not betting at all. But it's like, could you make it more of a show? It's to like All-Star Weekend. And everything I say is about basketball, really and truly, because it comes down. You can have the light shows. You can have the like where different parts of the field light up at different times.
Yeah.
Do you have? I would love to see a drone in flag, or like a or a permanent bird's eye view.
Yeah, one of those ones on the wire. You know the wires ones.
Yeah, the sky cam, like the spider cam, like that's what you had at Fanatics, where it shows you above, like over the top views. It's just a different camera angles.
As in the game.
You just need to have a big setup. You need to have a lot of money. Ultimately, like that's the financial piece behind it, where
which
you get
we
more
spoke about before, the funding behind this.
Yeah, commercial TV opportunities, all of that. Like that's where it becomes more professional. So
even like going back to tennis, like you know when you hit the ball and it's like in, out. Like even having that sort of graphic would be, rather than just the replays, like having the graphic of like seeing where the foot was placed, the shadow, and be like, oh.
The ball crossed there, but because they've installed that in normal football, soccer, like with the offside rule, and now they have that graphic that comes out and they show that like it was a toenail and there's a line and then it says offside or whatever. Yeah. So I think that's what people are becoming more and more used to. Mm-hmm. So it'll be.
Well, where would you show that? Like,
well, something in like
first down.
Yeah, did the ball cross the line? It's the same.
End zone.
Yeah. I think flag is a good hybrid where you could steal a lot from other sports. Things that have already been tried, tested, make other sports entertaining. Yeah. Flag could actually just pinch them and be like, actually, we could use this here, we could use this there, which is actually a really good place to be in because you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
It'll be fun. I'm looking at the again, final kind of thought is I was watching fencing, and like you can't see those things. I mean, first of all, there's those whatever you can't call it a blade. They're so bendy, but you can't see when they actually hit. I refuse. It's not a sword. It's a.
It does have a proper name, but it evades me.
When they use it, but the way they do it is like the screen will light up when someone's been touched, or whatever on the side. And I'm like, if you can have something like because. for viewers, again, if you're watching from a distance, has the flag been pulled? Has it not been pulled? Is there a way to kind of be like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what people build and use and try and patent.
Yeah.
You know, to do with the flag.
Agreed.
I agree.
It's a brave new world.
And everybody, you had us back together for once in a blue moon.
Chaos.
We will be back together again very soon. So try not to miss this camaraderie too much because we miss you, and make sure that you tune in next week for more What the Flag, and like, subscribe, and ring the bell.